If you're finding it difficult to pursue your goals, it has little to do with the lack of resources and a whole lot to do with the way you think about your goals. So, if you want to increase your chances of reaching your goals, you have to consider how you're thinking about your goals in the first place. Hi, and welcome to another episode of Up It and the Actionables podcast. My name is Payton. I'm a performance life coach and the CEO of Up It. In this episode, let's talk about how you should be thinking about your goals. In other words, what is the mindset that you need to develop in order to reach your life goals? Here's an Albert Einstein quote which you may already know. We cannot solve our problems with the same level of thinking that created them, which essentially means that if you're finding it difficult to do something, perhaps you need to change the way you're thinking about that situation. What's interesting to note is that whatever you're trying to achieve, you already know deep down what you need to do in order to reach that goal. You may not know the exact technical steps, but you can always get the right training for that. However, the lack of these skills isn't what's holding you back. It is the lack of a proper mindset. Think about how crazy it is that most of us weren't taught to develop a mindset to pursue and reach goals. But what if it was normal? What if we were taught to think about our goals and ways to reach them? Instead, most of us were taught to only concentrate on skill sets and work hard on acquiring more skill sets, which are important. However, all the skill sets without a sound mindset isn't going to help you. Take the example of every person who has ever reached their true potential. They've been able to reach their goals not necessarily because they had the right skills and resources at their disposal, but primarily because they developed the proper mindset to achieve their goals. So, what does this proper mindset look like? Your mindset largely depends on the thoughts that you have. Call it positive thinking, but the amount of positive thoughts that you can have will definitely shape your mindset and make it a healthier one, and thus cause you to take better and more positive action toward your goals. Another important element of this mindset is resilience. Now, I honestly believe that resilience is the price of admission or the price that you pay to achieve your goals. The more resilient you can be in your mindset, the more resilient you will be in your actions and face your challenges and be able to reach your goals much faster, better, and more efficiently. So let's take a look at 3 practical steps for developing this proper mindset needed to pursue your goals. First one is to realize. In order to reach your goals, you first need to wake up to the realization that you have goals that you'd like to accomplish for yourself and that these goals are important. And how do you have these realizations? It's simple. You ask yourself. Learning to ask yourself is about having better conversations with yourself, and it is the single most important skill that you can have in life. Once you learn to have better conversations with yourself, you will have deeper realizations which can ultimately lead you to what you truly want to pursue in your life. Second is to choose. Once you have the realization, it's about making a choice. Will you choose to go after your goals or will you choose to be scared? To have a realization is very simple and even easy. What you do after you have a realization is what sets things into motion. Will you choose to go after your goals or will you choose to think about everything that stands in the way of making your goals a reality? The fact is that we are always choosing one over the other. So make your choice. It won't be easy, but it will definitely be worth it. You owe it to yourself to pursue what you truly want. If you've had the realization, that realization didn't just happen to you. It happened because your higher consciousness is trying to get you to listen. Call it God, purpose, or even the universe, if you will. It's trying to get you to choose. So choose your goals over your fears. And the third one is respond. Once you've had the realization that you have goals that you'd like to accomplish and you have chosen to see them through, the third step towards building a proper mindset is to respond, how to take action toward your goal. Now think about this as taking care of a baby. Just like a baby won't care how stressed you are, how tired you are, as long as their needs are being met, your goal demands consistent action from you on a daily basis. It doesn't care how tired, stressed you are. It's your goal, it's your responsibility. So be extremely mindful of how you choose to take action toward your goal. Very often people can fall prey to thinking about their goals from a victim mentality. For example, they may think of their goals as something that they have to do instead of something that they have chosen to do. So be extremely careful of how you are responding and taking action. It is your goal, so choose to respond and take action with love, attentiveness, and gentleness. Now, even though these steps are practical, they are definitely not easy. Whenever you want to practice these steps, your own mind may come in the way. At any given point in time, your mind is either working for you or against you. It's up to you to be aware of the state of your mind and to train it to work for you. Now, developing a healthy, proper mindset is definitely not a 3-part process. It's an ongoing one. And there'll never be a time where you can say that you have reached the ideal mindset. However, it's about having enough positive instances where you win over your mind's negative and limiting beliefs. So tell me how you like this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you want further coaching tips, don't forget to get yourself on our One Thing to Help You email list and get access to our free weekly emails. For the shout out this week, a huge thanks goes out to @Devika. We are excited about you following the steps, and we are excited and rooting for all the goals that you'd like to accomplish for yourself. So that's my time for today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, hit me up on social. My handle on Instagram is @Peyton'sLife. For personalized help, check out my company on upitaway.com. Till next week, remember, what you want matters, and it's up to you to make it happen. Stay healthy, stay safe. I'll talk to you soon.